All right. Horton Years Ago, originally published in 1954. You ready for this? All right. On the 15th of May, in the jungle of Newell, in the heat of the day and the cool of the pool, he was splashing, enjoying the jungle's great joys, when Horton the elephant heard a small noise. So Horton stopped splashing. He looked toward the sound. That's funny, thought Horton. There's no one around. Then he heard it again. Just a very faint yelp, as if some tiny person were calling for help. I'll help you, said Horton, but who are you? Where? He looked and he looked. He could see nothing there, but a small speck of dust blowing past through the air. So there he is, splashing in the jungle of Newell. Cool, cool. Got that? Right? Just listening, hearing a voice. A small voice that nobody else had bothered to listen to. Anyone get the connection yet? Okay. I say, murmured Horton, I've never heard tell of a small speck of dust that is able to yell. So you know what I think? Why, I think that there must be someone on top of that small speck of dust. Some sort of creature of very small size. Too small to be seen by an elephant's eyes. Or by a European author's eyes. Right? Some poor little person who's shaking with fear that he'll blow in the pool. He has no way to steer. I'll just have to save him, because after all, a person's... Excellent. A person's a person, no matter how small. So you see that scared little poo on the speck of dust. Don't hurt me. Don't abuse me. Don't exploit me. You guys got that? Okay? Let me know if you still need to see the pictures, okay? So gently and using the greatest of care, the elephant stretched his great trunk through the air, and he lifted the dust speck and carried it over and placed it down safe on a very soft clover. Oh, I forgot to show you. I took a picture this weekend of a tree, and it looked like the clover. So I'll just keep that up. All right. Humph! Humphed a voice. It was a sour kangaroo. And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, too. Why, that speck is as small as the head of a pin. A person on that? Why, there never has been. Look how arrogant and pretentious that particular kangaroo is. Let's call him Kipling the kangaroo. Right? Kipling the kangaroo who does not believe that there are people on those specks of dust. Right? Of course not. All right. The only people that exist are the ones in our jungle. Believe me, said Horton, I tell you sincerely, my ears are quite keen, and I heard him quite clearly. I know there's a person down there, and what's more, quite likely there's 2, even 3, even 4. Quite likely a family for all that we know. A family with children just starting to grow. Of course, right? A family with children just starting to grow. So please, Horton said, as a favor to me, try not to disturb them. Just please, let them be. I think you're a fool, laughed the sour kangaroo. And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, me too. You're the biggest blamed fool in the jungle of Newell. And the kangaroos plunged in the cool of the pool. What terrible splashing, the elephant frowned. I can't let my very small persons get drowned. I've got to protect them. I'm bigger than they. So he plucked up the clover and hustled away. They have no concern for the feelings or thoughts of other people. They're not empathetic. They know nothing about Christ's preferential option for the powerless demonstrated on the cross. Am I right or am I right? Right? Okay. Here we go. Through the high jungle treetops, the news quickly spread. He talks to a dust speck. He's out of his head. Just look at him walk with that speck on that flower. And Horton walked, worrying, almost an hour. Should I put the speck down? Horton thought with alarm. If I do, these small persons may come to great harm. I can't put it down, and I won't. After all, a person's...
person, no matter how small.
Very good. Then Horton stopped walking. The speck voice was talking. The voice was so faint he could just barely hear it. Speak up, please, said Horton. He put his ear near it. My friend, came the voice, you're a very fine friend. You've helped all us folks on this dust speck no end. You've saved all our houses, our ceilings and floors. You've saved all our churches and grocery stores, as well as our obi huts and our place where the Agulu Council meets. Oh, sorry. There he is, happily listening to the dust speck. They think that he's out of his head. Right? Oh, there's no such thing as non-European literatures. What? No. That doesn't exist. All right. You mean, Horton gasped, you have buildings there too? Oh yes, piped the voice. We most certainly do. I know, called the voice, I'm too small to be seen, but I'm mayor of a town that is friendly and clean. Our buildings to you would seem terribly small, but to us who aren't big, they are wonderfully tall. My town is called Whoville, for I am a Who, and we Whos are all thankful and grateful to you. And Horton called back to the mayor of the town, "You're safe now, don't worry, I won't let you down." But just as he spoke to the mayor of the speck, 3 big jungle monkeys climbed up Horton's neck. The Wickersham brothers came shouting, "What rot! This elephant's talking to who's who are not. There aren't any who's, and they don't have a mayor, and we're going to stop all this nonsense, so there." Let that small clover drop somewhere inside of a great patch of clovers 100 miles wide. "Bye, Matt," sneered the bird, "but I think you'll fail." And he left with a flip of his black-bottomed tail. "I'll find it," cried Horton, "I'll find it or bust. I shall find my friends on my small speck of dust." And clover by clover by clover with care, he picked up and searched them and called, "Are you there?" But clover by clover by clover he found that the one that he sought for was just not around. And by noon poor old Horton, more dead than alive, had picked, searched, and piled up 9,005. Then on through the afternoon, hour after hour, till he found them at last on the 3 millionth flower. "My friends," cried the elephant, "tell me, do tell, are you safe? Are you sound? Are you whole? Are you well?" Now, Horton is indefatigable in doing what's right. Would you guys agree? Yeah. I think we need to be more like Horton. Stephen, you're not looking at pictures. I love it when the class is small enough that I can actually focus on it. All right. From down on the speck came the voice of the mayor. "We've really had trouble, much more than our share. When that black-bottomed birdie let go and we dropped, we landed so hard that our clocks have all stopped. Our teapots are broken, our rocking chairs smashed, and our bicycle tires all blew up when we crashed. So Horton, please," pleaded the voice of the mayor's, "will you stick by us who's while we're making repairs?" "Of course," Horton answered, "of course I will stick. I'll stick by you small folks through thin and through thick." "Humph," humphed the voice. "For almost 2 days you've run wild and insisted on chatting with persons who've never existed. Such carryings on in our peaceable jungle. We've had quite enough of your bellowing bungle, and I'm here to state," snapped the big kangaroo, "that your silly nonsensical game is all through." And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, "Me too." Things are about to come to a pass here, people. Focus, focus. Some bad stuff is about to happen. I'd like to think that Horton is very Christ-like in this moment. Ready? "With the help of the Wickersham brothers and dozens of Wickersham uncles and Wickersham cousins and Wickersham in-laws whose help I've engaged, you're going to be roped, and you're going to be caged. And as for your dust speck, that we shall boil in a hot steaming kettle of bezelnut oil. We will burn those books. We will censor them because they don't really matter. They're not significant." "Boil it?" gasped Horton. "Oh, that you can't do. It's all full of persons. They'll prove it to you." Mr. Mayor," Horton called. "Mr. Mayor, you've got to prove now that you really are there. So call a big meeting. Get everyone out. Make every who holler. Make every who shout. Make every who scream. If you don't, every who is going to end up in a bezelnut stew." What he's urging them to do, by the way, guys, is to claim their own subjectivity, right? The ability to express their own language and their own experience of the world in their own words. You guys get that? Yeah? All right. So there he is. He's like, "Hey, don't be ventriloquized. Don't be objectified. Claim subjectivity. It's all about subjectivity." Okay. And down on the dust speck, the scared little mayor quick called a big meeting in Whoville Town Square, so one of the woohoo councils. And as people cried loudly, they cried out in fear, "We are here! We are here! We are here! We are here!" The elephant smiled. "That was clear as a bell. You kangaroos surely heard that very well." "All I heard," snapped the big kangaroo, "was the breeze and the faint sound of wind through the far distant trees. I heard no small voices, and you didn't either." And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, "Me neither." They only see or hear that dust speck is nothing but a primordial forest, right? A blank spot on which they're going to impose their own ideas and categories. You guys get it? Okay? You guys will never read Horton Hears the Blues the same way again. It's all about post-colonialism. All right. So there they are. "Grab him," they shouted, "and cage the big dope. Lasso his stomach with 10 miles of rope. Tie the knots tight, he'll never shake loose. Then dunk that dumb speck in the bezelnut juice." Horton fought back with great vigor and vim, but the Wickersham gang was too many for him. They beat him. They mauled him. They started to haul him into his cage, but he managed to call to the mayor, "Don't give up. I believe in you all. A person's a person.
No matter how small.
And you very small persons will not have to die if you make yourselves heard. So come on now and try. Publish." The mayor grabbed the tom-tom. He started to smack it. And all over Whoville, they whooped up a racket. their ekwe drums, their ogene drums, their udu drums. They rattled tin kettles. They beat on brass pans, on garbage pail tops and old cranberry cans. They blew on bazookas and blasted great toots on clarinets, oompas and boompas and flutes. Those musical instruments are the heartbeat of the village, right? But people just don't hear that. They think the natives are useless. All right. Great gusts of loud racket rang high through the air. They rattled and shook the whole sky. And the mayor called up through the howling mad hullabaloo, "Hey, Horton, how's this? Is our sound coming through?" And Horton called back, "I can hear you just fine. But the kangaroo's ears aren't as strong quite as mine. They don't hear a thing. Are you sure all your boys are doing their best? Are they all making noise? Are you sure every hoot-owl and hoot is working? Quick, look through your town. Is anyone shirking?" Through the town rushed the mayor from the east to the west, but everyone seemed to be doing his best. Everyone seemed to be yapping or yipping. Everyone seemed to be beeping or bipping. But it wasn't enough, all this ruckus and roar. He had to find someone to help him make more. He raced through each building. He searched floor to floor. And just as he felt he was getting nowhere, and almost about to give up in despair, he suddenly burst through a door, and that mayor discovered one shirker, quite hidden away, in the Fairfax Apartments, apartment 12J. A very small shirker named Jojo was standing, just standing, and bouncing a yo-yo. Not making a sound, not a yip, not a chirp, and the mayor rushed inside and he grabbed that young twerp. And he climbed with the lad up the Eiffelberg Tower. "This," cried the mayor, "is your town's darkest hour. The time for all who have blood that is red to come to the aid of their country," he said. "We've got to make noises in greater amounts, so open your mouth, lad, for every voice counts." Then he spoke as he climbed. When they got to the top, the lad cleared his throat and he shouted out, "Yop!" Really, you've had all that time and all you came up with was yop? Pathetic. Jojo should have had something better to say. So, here we go. And the yop, that one small extra yop, put it over. Finally, at last, from that speck on that clover, their voices were heard. They rang out clear and clean, and the elephant smiled. "Do you see what I mean? They've proved they are persons, no matter how small, and their whole world was saved by the smallest of all." Sounds like the Lord of the Rings. "How true! Yes, how true!" said the big kangaroo. "And from now on, you know what I'm planning to do? From now on, I'm going to protect them with you." And the young kangaroo in her pouch said,
Me too.
There they are, letting things fall apart together, loving it, enjoying it, seeing it for its worth, its value, its intrinsic goodness, right? All right, so yeah, the young kangaroo said, "Me too. From sun in the summer, from rain when it's fallish, I'm going to protect them, no matter how smallish."
Yay.
That is all. All right, guys, take out a sheet of paper.